So thank you for coming. It's nice to see all your faces. So we took on Dave Nunnally's job of doing the kind of pre-show here, and we're realizing that we really aren't that prepared. So we'll be showing you the various butterflies that we saw while we were down there. A lot of them are ones that, photographs that we took of by ourselves, and then also some that were just right around our campsite, and then others just around the work area, and then others when we did some traveling throughout Florida, like down into the Keys and such, and so we'll try to point those out to you. So the first one here is the queen butterfly, and when we arrived last November down to Big Cypress, there was queen butterflies everywhere. It was just spectacular, and people would come into the visitor center, and instead of going out to look at alligators or manatees, they would be going out and taking pictures of all the butterflies that were all over the plants. It was truly great. Mm-hmm. They are a milkweed butterfly, so they lay their eggs on the native milkweed, and then what we were doing was going to Home Depot, sorry, Stuart, and buying non-native milkweeds and letting them lay eggs, and then we were bringing those caterpillars in to the visitor centers and raising them out and letting then once they emerged, then we would let kids that came and visited that day release them out into the garden. So it was really great opportunity. So queen butterflies, so what we're doing is a common name, genus, species, and then we're trying to list the larval host plant. So here is the white peacock. This is one of my favorites down there. It's a gorgeous butterfly. Dorsal and ventral, and the ventral is just beautiful with those turquoise spots. A lot of those all the way through. A lot of them in November, and even in December and January, the days are so short and things are a little bit on the cool side. Lots of white peacocks floating around. Beautiful. This is the Gulf fritillary, bright orange, dorsal, and then these beautiful silvery discs on the ventral hind wing. And both of these are pictures that we took on this clover plant that was just down the road on, it's called Turner River Road. Beautiful.
Do you know if that's a true fritillaria or not?
I don't think it is.
Thank you. Heliconia.
So the answer is yes, it is a true fritillaria, or it is not. Oh.
It's a long one.
We have two pictures of it. Oops, sorry, going the wrong way. There we go. So ruddy daggerwing, we saw one of these briefly go by. We were hiking out to a lake, and it went by, and then we stayed around, hoping we'd see it again, and didn't. So these are both pictures that we got off the web. Large butterfly, bright orange, and then just diagnostic, because you could see those long swallowtail tail.
It's got a white tummy.
Yeah.
Wow. A white tongue.
Cassius blue, tiny little blue, was all around our camper. We had a lot of native, it's called Spanish needles. It looks like the little white crystal zinnia. It's a native plant, but it reseeds so freely that a lot of people think of it as a weed. But we would let that come up and not allow the park to mow it, and we would allow that to come up, and so that attracted a lot of these guys. Beautiful little butterfly. And same with the Serranus blue, a little more vibrant blue color. This Julia we saw, we didn't really see many in Big Cypress, but we did see quite a few down in the Keys. And these two lower pictures are ones that we took, and you can see how beautifully it camouflages itself when it's in the leaf litter. The zebra heliconian, one of the Fort Myers, which is the Teldian butterfly. You don't see it out in the sun. It's in that dappled shade, and that has those long, kind of mothy kind of wing beats. It's beautiful.
Does it like the semi-openings in the shade?
Yeah,
Because I've noticed all of our forest butterflies still like the semi-openings in the
Yeah.
forest.
yeah. Just really, it's a magical butterfly. So Great Southern White. We had some of these around our camper at Big Cypress, but we saw just oodles of them down in the Keys. And what's my favorite thing about this butterfly, I like white butterflies anyways, but my favorite thing is look at the knobs on the ends of the antenna, that bright turquoise blue. That's really great. Diagnostic. It's a beauty.
How big are they?
A little bit bigger than a cabbage white. So we were bicycling one day out north of Big Cypress, and we came across this, I don't know what you call this. Is it a cocoon or is it a chrysalis? I searched and searched, and I know that it is the little structure of a bagworm, but I don't know much more than that.
It's bag.
Bagworm.
It's the bag of the bagworm.
It's the bag of the bagworm. But look
So the
how beautiful.
caterpillar lives in there.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a
The
butterfly.
bagworm is a moth.
It's a moth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Nocturnal.
there may be something else that does that, maybe in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have seen nocturnal butterflies, yeah, coming, pupae and then comes out as a nocturnal butterfly.
It's a beautiful
We
little
don't have
structure. It was
nocturnal
about,
butterfly in the U.S., so.
it was no small little building structure. It was quite large, about maybe a couple inches. And it has a little roof. It has this beautifully log cabin. I just loved it.
Okay.
Just north of Naples.
Isn't that the state butterfly in Florida?
I believe so.
I think so.
And that's the name of the Fort Myers butterfly group, is the Longwings, after this guy. This is more of a shade. I didn't. So these are both pictures that we got off the web. Large butterfly, bright orange, and then so viceroys. We didn't see a lot of these till more towards spring, and the only ones I ever saw was when we were out canoeing. They were over the water, and very zippy. They fly out, fly around you, and then fly back to their little post. This is a beautiful little brown butterfly. You have a question?
Do you know why they have those little dot type things on their antenna?
On viceroy?
Yeah,
You mean on the end?
yeah. Why do they have that?
So on butterflies, that's what the Help Me Here group is. It's the club end of the antenna. So that's how you know you're looking at a butterfly, is that they have the knobby ends, whereas moths have either feathery antennas or the ends is kind of hooked on moths. But butterflies are clubs.
Okay.
And there'll be different shapes of clubs. Some are a little more elongated, some are a little more knobby looking. And Donna, you have
So I'm not quite sure, but I think his question was, why? What's the purpose of the knob?
Or the color.
Coloration of it.
Okay.
Was it about, the young gentleman, is it the color of the orange tip you were asking about?
I was wondering why they have them on there.
Yeah, why it has a color?
Yeah. Or why does it have that little?
No,
The
the
knob?
knob?
Yeah. Why does it have?
What's the function of the
What is
knob
the
and why
function
it
of
comes?
it, or
Yeah,
what she
what-
explained?
Yeah. What's the function of it?
We had a speaker talk about them as being as a gyroscope,
Yeah.
acting as a gyroscope at one point.
If you have a little mass out farther, then it works better as a gyroscope.
What does the gyroscope do?
So can you explain the gyroscope?
It's a directional cue.
Well, Dave Donnelly said that when a female is laying eggs, they'll be probing the plants. So it's sort of a sensory organ to tell what plant they're on about.
Yeah, it has a bunch of functions. One of them is gyroscopic, another is sensory.
Excellent
It's
question.
also a visual character with color.
Did that answer your question?
Yes,
Got
it
a
did.
good answer? Great, thanks guys, appreciate your help. so the satyr, or a little brown butterfly, is absolutely beautiful, those eye spots.
Conversation, actually.
We would see this in early spring and only in the sawgrass meadows. Sulfur. Giant swallowtail, and when they say giant swallowtail, they mean that this is glorious size, and the difference between the ventral and the dorsal is gorgeous. Alamedes, one of several black species of black butterflies. Barred yellow, quite a few of these around our camper. Long-tailed skipper with that turquoisey blue back, beautiful.
That's the big one, Johnny.
So is it big or is it little?
That's big.
It's rather big.
For a skipper, I think.
Yeah. If you're including the tail, I'm thinking it's wow, I don't know, like size of a tennis ball. No, maybe not that
Bigger
big.
than
Like
most
a,
skippers, that's for sure.
yeah.
What kind of habitat was it in?
When we saw this one, it was in gardens, just people's flower gardens. So, and it was on all kinds of different flowers in that garden. So there was tamarick in bloom, and there was, you know, just lots of different shaped flowers, and it was just all over. Flies like a hawk. It's real fast, huge flower.
I think they like to roll up in bean leaves. The larvae. They like beans
Gary,
a
did
lot.
you say
They're
fig?
bean, yeah, there's some common name, bean roller or something like that. They like,
Yeah,
well,
it says
legumes,
the
yeah, they like beans,
legume.
peas, beans.
So
Oh,
different
nice, nice.
skippers, lots of little yellows. The white checkered skipper was one we saw in the same garden with the long tail. Now this one was one we saw down in the, not the Everglades, down in the Keys. We were camping and saw this hair streak. Took a picture from maybe me to Marty, and then we blew it up. So it's not the best quality picture, but we're kind of hoping crew might be here and could yell out some thoughts on what they thought that could be. We're going with the Marshall scrub hair streak, but wanted that clarified. Orange barred sulfur. So a lot of these native plants, I was trying to come up with seed sources or trying to find in the local garden centers. This was one, the senna. I wanted to get those planted around the campground to see if we could start attracting in some more butterflies in the area.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
This is just a drop dead. I mean, all of them are just
This is
drop dead gorgeous. This one is just amazing. Just so beautiful. We didn't see a lot of these in Big Cypress. The ones we saw were down in the Keys. So, Little Middlemark, this was a little jewel. We had them right outside our camper. That's Reg holding the one, so it gives you an idea of how tiny they are. They're little things. And when they're buzzing around in the grass, they look brown. You kind of just see the movement, and you net it. And then here's this really pretty orange little butterfly. Yeah. Donna?
It looks like the end of the antenna is black and then white and then black again and then maybe a little bit more white.
Yep.
Is that,
Yeah,
is
look
that
at-
really the way it is?
Yeah, look at the, coming out to the end.
It's a zebra.
These guys, vision, I worked on eyeballs.
Blue eyes looks like, we're done a little tiny.
Little, spectacular.
So Gary, when you say that they have spectacular vision, like they can see like a huge area or
Yeah,
distances, or?
they're kind of like the Apodemia mormon, in that they have a really long wavelength visual pigment. They can see way out into the red. And those
Wow.
red wings are actually redder than they look. You can't see it, but it goes way out into the far red. And then they have ultraviolet vision as well, so those decorations are, then the males and females are different. The male has a large part of the front of its eye devoted to looking forward. I don't know about their mating behavior, but I guess he flies around a lot and tries to find girls. He's really set up for good vision in the forward direction.
You can see why they
They
call
call them metal marks.
Yeah.
with,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's really like you're just something really very kind of a metallic looking thing.
yeah, like
Yeah.
those strips of
We
aluminum
only one
foil.
up here, I think, one metal mark here, I've never seen it.
Yeah, we were really excited when we heard, so one of the other campers said that they had heard that these were out there, so Reg and I decided one day we'd go out and see, and they're all
That's a really big catch.
I caught this one right before I almost got arrested for collecting in a national preserve.
Oh, well.
So one of the crescents. Again, we see this one around our camper. I don't know, I can't tell you, around here, and you see butterflies and, kind of far and few between sometimes here on the side of the mountains, and you go down there and they're just everywhere all the time is really a gift. And then they have a resident monarch population. So when we go down again this fall, we're hoping to get a little more involved in that so we can come back with some more information about it. But the Nava down there has got a tagging program going on with the resident population.
And this was the same Latin name that I had up on the viceroy?
For the queen.
You had the same Latin name, yes, and I don't know if the queen is a race.
No, it's a different species.
It is a different
Chillis
species.
is,
Yeah.
I thought it was, but when I saw that.
Another longtail, this is the Durantes, doesn't have that turquoisey blue back, but the size is about the same. Another real fast butterfly. And so we were talking about the antennas and how the ends of the antennas on butterflies are club-shaped, and skippers are help me if I'm going to say this right, subspecies of butterflies.
They're just a distinct group.
A distinct group of butterflies. So they are butterflies, but you can see that they don't quite have the knobby ends. They have that a little bit of a hook to them. Yeah, so they do have something different. And then they have those big eyes that kind of look like puppy
If
dogs.
they move fast, wouldn't the hair kind of slow them down, I guess?
Be a little bit of a drag for them. Could be.
I'm just wondering why they have the hair.
You have great questions. Are you going to be an entomologist?
I don't know.
I think you're heading in that direction. So this is one that we want to take this photo down to the butterfly people down in Florida and ask them. It looks like a peck skipper in our Kaufman guide was what we use almost completely down there. But peck skipper doesn't even come into the state of Florida, at least in the Kaufman guide. So we are not sure what this little guy was, but we caught him right outside our camper, so that was exciting, and we want to try to get an ID. Anybody?
send a picture to Andy Warren, he can help you.
Yeah?
He's Mr. Skipper,
Okay. Andy?
Andy Warren.
Okay.
He's also now in Florida. He
Oh,
used to be here.
okay.
Well, here.
Oh. Is that that guy you were talking about? And then here's another skipper that Reg took a picture. We caught outside our camper. This is on our picnic table, which looks strange, but saltmarsh skipper. Very beautiful. For Larry, the ventral was as colorful as the dorsal. Beautiful.
Now, is this a true fritillary?
It's a lesser fritillary, which I don't know how many people heard, but we got our first two records of this butterfly in our state this year.
This one here?
This one it was officially accepted as on our Washington butterfly list this year.
Where were they found? South and
Right where Bob Pyle predicted them, right in the northeast corner of the state.
northeast?
great. And for Buckeye, a lot of these in the fall, and then again, started seeing them just before we head out in April. Kind of slowed down in the darker days, shorter days. And then, it doesn't look like much, but this is one of the butterfly gardens at one of the little county parks. And it was full of butterflies. There's just all kinds of activity going on. Even in their winter, everything looks dormant, but it was still very active.
Is that
And
Mr. Nichols?
That's our last one, so thank you.
That's